Welcome back to Ducking Good Life, your one-stop shop for all your gardening questions. When the mercury rises and the air gets heavy, gardening can be a real challenge. The heat can cause plants to wilt, their leaves curling in distress as the sun sucks the moisture right out of them. And let's not forget about sunburn. Yes, plants can get sunburned too, their leaves turning brown and crispy in the harsh light. But it's not just the heat that's the problem. The humidity brings its own set of challenges. It can encourage the growth of mold and fungi and create a haven for pests. Slugs, snails, aphids, they all love a good humid day. And these little critters can wreak havoc on your precious plants, munching away at leaves, stems, and roots. In these conditions, your garden needs some extra TLC. It's not just about watering and weeding, but about understanding the unique needs of your plants and modifying your care routines to suit the weather. But fear not, because every problem comes with a solution. And that's exactly what we're here to provide you with. Welcome to your horticultural haven, where gardening conundrums are transformed into opportunities for growth. Today we'll focus on the ideal plants to sow in July for zones 9 to 10, turning the sizzling summer heat into a thriving garden. We've meticulously selected a variety of crops, including carrots, lettuce, beets, squash, beans, and sweet potatoes, which are specifically suited to flourish under these conditions to create a lush fall harvest. But it's not just about what to plant, it's about how to care for them. So we'll dive into the specifics of watering schedules, feeding programs, and pest control tactics tailored to these particular crops. We'll also stress the importance of regular garden maintenance and how to spot signs of heat and humidity stress in your plants. This video is more than a guide. It's your hands-on manual to maintaining a lush and productive garden even under the most challenging conditions. So, are you ready to thrive in the heat? Let's delve into the world of resilient and robust gardening solutions. Gardening in extreme heat and humidity can feel like a battle, but with the right strategies, it can be a victorious one. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty of maintaining your garden in these challenging conditions. First things first, watering. Timing is everything. The best time to water your plants is early in the morning or late in the evening when the sun's intensity is low. This helps reduce evaporation and allows the water to reach the plant's roots effectively. But remember, overwatering can be just as harmful as underwatering, so make sure your soil is dry to touch before you drench it again. Next up, mulching. It's not just for aesthetics. Mulch helps retain soil moisture, keeps the roots cool, and reduces weed growth. Organic mulch like straw, compost, or shredded bark can even enrich your soil as it breaks down. Spread about 2 to 3 inches of mulch around your plants, but keep it a few inches away from the stems to prevent rot. Choosing the right plants is another crucial aspect. Some plants are naturally more resilient to heat and humidity than others. Look for varieties that are labeled as heat-tolerant or drought-resistant. These plants will not only survive, but thrive in your challenging garden conditions. Now, let's talk about sunburn. Yes, plants can get sunburned too. If your plants are showing signs of sunburn, like white or brown patches on their leaves, consider providing them with some shade. You can use a shade cloth, an umbrella, or even strategically placed taller plants to shield them from harsh afternoon sun. And lastly, pests. High humidity can bring about a myriad of garden pests. Regularly check your plants for signs of infestation and act promptly. You can use organic pest control methods like introducing beneficial insects or using homemade sprays. Remember, the key to winning this battle is consistency and regular care. Keep these tips in mind, and you'll see your garden thriving even in the harshest conditions. Now that you've learned these valuable gardening tips, let's see how you can practically apply them. Imagine standing in your garden just as the sun begins to rise. This is the perfect time to start watering your plants. Why? Because the sun's heat is less intense, which means the water won't evaporate before your plants have had a chance to soak it up. Picture yourself holding a watering can, pouring water deeply into the soil rather than just sprinkling water on the surface. This encourages your plants to grow deeper roots, making them more resistant to heat and drought. Next, let's visualize the process of mulching. Imagine a protective blanket being laid gently on your soil. This is what mulch does. It keeps the soil cool, retains moisture and weeds. Think about scooping up a handful of organic mulch and spreading a 2 to 3 inch layer around your plants. This not only conserves water, but also enriches your soil with nutrients as the mulch breaks down over time. Now, imagine strolling through A and selecting the right plants for your region. Picture yourself in July in zones 9 and 10, choosing seeds for crops such as carrots, lettuce, beets, squash, and beans. These are perfect for sowing at this time as they can handle the heat and will give you a plentiful harvest in the coming months. Don't overlook the importance of garden maintenance. Imagine yourself regularly weeding so they don't compete with your plants for water and nutrients. Consider keeping a garden journal, jotting down what works and what doesn't. This practical record will prove invaluable in future gardening seasons. Lastly, plan for coming months. Picture yourself starting seedlings for fall crops indoors where it's cooler. Then when the temperatures drop, you'll be ready to transplant them in the garden. So go out and bring these tips to life your garden. Remember, each challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. As we wrap up, remember, gardening is not just about growing plants, it's about growing with them. We've explored the challenges of gardening in extreme heat and humidity, particularly in zones 9 and 10. We've learned that July is a critical month for sowing seeds for carrots, lettuce, beets, squash, and beans. To support these crops, we've highlighted the importance of essential tasks like weeding, mulching, watering, and fertilizing. We've also recognized the significance of maintaining a garden journal. By noting down your observations and actions, you can better understand your garden's needs and adapt to changing environments. We've delved into the importance of keeping on top of weeds and ensuring proper watering to support plant growth. And let's not forget the joy of harvesting and sharing your garden produce. Looking ahead, remember to plan for the coming months. Your garden is a living, breathing entity that requires constant care and attention, so keep these tips in mind, nurture your garden with care, and watch it flourish even in the face of extreme heat and humidity. Happy gardening!